honestly, I thought I'd come on here and tell you about a near-death experience I had in the Sonora Desert in Tucson, in Arizona, when I was there on my trip to do research on the Davis Monthan military base. When I was in my hotel, the Hotel McCoy, if you want to look that up, they did this bike hiring thing where you could just borrow a bike and you could go for a nice bike ride. And they said to me, why don't you go to the Huckleberry Loop on the bike and go and get yourself a nice vegan coffee? And I thought, well, that's a bloody brilliant idea. So, with half a bottle of water, one cell on my mobile phone, and a lot of optimism, off I went, pedaling onto this cycle path. I thought it was going to be a 4-mile cycle path. The Huckleberry Loop is 137 bloody miles, right, in the desert, can you believe? The hotel didn't tell me any of that. So off I went, and I pedaled, okay, to this vegan coffee shop from Silver Lake, and it was about a 4-mile ride, right? So that was cool. That was all right. Then I got on the bike and I pedaled back, and all I had to do was turn left to, about 4 miles down the road and go back to my Hotel McCoy, right? Oh, idiot house here didn't do that, of course. I kept pedaling and I missed my freaking turning, didn't I? So I kept pedaling and I kept pedaling. And then the heat went from 36 degrees to 37 degrees to 38 degrees. I thought, hold on. I've been pedaling for probably at least an hour. Have I missed my turning? I said to myself. But you know what was really weird, right? I was in this kind of hypnotic daze when I was pedaling on this cycle path. And, I was looking at a prison here and saw people riding horses on the dry river. And it became quite hypnotic. And I seemed to just couldn't turn around. I thought if I keep pedaling, perhaps I will somehow find civilization. And I started to get really exhausted. And I think I must have been about 15 to 20 miles in the wrong direction and could not find an appropriate turning where I felt it was safe to do so. And then I looked at my phone and there was literally one cell on my phone, I swear to God. And I thought, Jesus Christ, like I'm in the freaking desert here. I mean, yeah, it's on a cycle path, but you know what? I'd never seen anyone on the cycle path in the time that I was there. It wasn't like it was like the bloody super highway. There weren't things flying around, people toing and froing like they were all on holiday. I was in complete solitude. So I rang the hotel and I said, I'm really sorry, I'm a bit lost. And they said, where are you? And I thought, there's a problem. In the desert, surrounded by mountains. And they seemed quite nonchalant and not bothered, actually. They said, look for the A mountain. I said, where's the A mountain? I said, I'm surrounded by mountains. And I had, that sinking fear. I thought, Jesus Christ, I really am lost here. I'm an idiot. I mean, obviously, I wasn't climbing up Mount Everest. I accept that this was not some sort of great feat of human conviction I was applying here to being a fair weather cyclist. But something was going horribly wrong in my life at this point. I took my water bottle out. There was only half a bottle of water, would you believe? It was warm. And I was just, oh God, I need a drink here. Feeling really dehydrated. And at the time, I had this COVID mask on, just not because I thought that I was going to get any kind of infection out there, but just to hide my face, because my face was like an absolute tomato. And I was burning. And I had a headache. And I thought, I'm going to die. And I thought, right, okay, I'll turn the bike round and try and head back, okay? But you know what? I totally ran out of energy, right? I thought, God, I'm going to have to lie down here. Fatal. You should never lie down in the desert, right? Anyway, I lay down under this tree and I was looking up, and the tree wasn't really giving me much shade, to be fair. And there was freaking lizards running about. And I think I almost hallucinated there was a howling wolf in the distance. I thought, if I lie here, I'm going to be lunch, right? There's going to be some critters coming along soon, and they're going to think I'm some sort of decomposing body. And I lay there, and interestingly, right, if that had been my final moment, because I was lying there thinking, you know what, this might be it. I might actually die here. This is crazy. And I still managed to do a selfie, by the way, under the tree, would you believe, even though I thought this is probably my final hour. And I thought, hold on, you can't die now, because what are you going to put on your gravestone? Dumbass tourist gets lost on holiday. That's just not good enough, is it? In terms of your existential message to the world, That doesn't look good, does it? It's not like she won the Olympic medal and then had a heart attack and died. It wasn't one of those. Or she saved someone's life, then died. It was just she lay under a tree and then that was it. And I closed my eyes and I just thought of all the really significant people in my life and all that as the lizards were running around like crazy. And there was some strange insects as well. I was like, holy shit. I started to reflect upon my life and I thought, God, is this how it ends? Is this really how it ends? It can't end here. It just can't end here, I said, okay? And the bike was lying on the ground and I was lying on the ground. And I thought, am I going to get the energy back? Or is someone going to come along, flying along on a bike dressed in Lycra? And I tried to put my floppy hat over my head to just sort of try and shade me. It was rubbish, this hat, honestly. I was so unprepared. And I wouldn't care, the hotel, right, are partly to blame for this because they didn't say, by the way, if you miss a turning, you're in deep shit. Anyway, so I lifted up my tired body. It was like a zombie by this point. And I couldn't ride my bike, and I just started to kind of push my bike back somehow towards the vague direction of the hotel. Nightmare, right? I was clumping along, and I kept saying to myself, Paul, come on, you can do it. And I had to speak out loud, come on, you can do it. I'm a bloody idiot, right? I bet you're thinking, why let this person loose in the world? Is this the best they can do? And so I had to keep talking to myself, you can make it, you really can. I was pushing the bike, please, you can make it, come on. It doesn't end here. It doesn't end here, I said. Anyway, I hardly speak by this point. All my muscles were tight. That was like a rag doll. And just in the distance there, I could see a turning. I thought, yeah, but this could be just a turning to nowhere again. And then I'll probably collapse down and that'll be the end of it. And I just kind of walked and walked and walked. I could hear cars in the distance as well, but I think by that point, I was kind of partly sort of out of it, kind of not quite hallucinating. You know, I didn't see desert creatures and cactuses weren't kind of doing strange voodoo dances in front of me or anything like that. But I was really not good. Anyway, I'll get to the turning and Jesus Christ, I pushed the bike and I turned off to the left and unbelievable, right? I saw this garage there. I think this was up in this place called Columbus Park. And it was a BP garage or something like, I couldn't believe it. I thought, is this a mirage? Or has God looked down on me and said, I'm going to save a life? And I pushed about the garage and then I just kind of collapsed down on the forecourt. I didn't even have the energy to go in the shop to try and get some more or anything like that. And then the really nice American guy, obviously it's American because he was in America, right? Called Fred, went, hey, Mom, are you okay? And I went, really? I'm a dumbass tourist who should be shot. No, don't go that far. I'm an idiot. And he said, oh my God. He said, I'm going to have to ring 911. I went, don't ring 911. I can't afford the ambulance. He rings it anyway. And sure enough, within 10 minutes, this fire engine comes flying along, right? Big, massive fire engine. And it stops on the forecourt. And then out jump, basically 4 men in black, army paramedic sort of gear, right? They jump out and they go, oh, are you okay, Mom? And they're taking my temperature and they're all over me and they're dousing me with water and all this sort of stuff. They went, I think you'll live. I think you'll live. Do you want to get in this fire engine and we'll take your bike back to the hotel? And I went, thank you, Lord. Thank you so much. I get my second chance in life. I'll do anything. I'll work for a charity. I'll quit my job and just help the homeless. I'll be a good person, I promise. I'd like to think I'm a slightly good person anyway. I get in the van, right, in the fire engine, and the guys, they're joking and there's a bit of banter and all that. I said, oh, God, thank you. I said, I hope I'm not taking you out of your way. And he said, no, ma'am. He said, we were coming here anyway because we're picking up a dead body from the desert. And I went, oh, my God, that dead body could have been my dead body. That's scary. That is crazy. Moral of the story? If you're going to go anywhere and be adventurous, just go a bit prepared and expect that the people who are telling you to do something, or they just don't think you're going to go off and do something dumb, right? I mean, I know I wasn't going up Mount Everest. I accept that. But it's the fact I wasn't going up Mount Everest, which was even more kind of mind-blowing, that you could go from just, I'm going for a coffee to, I'm going to my coffin. in a very short space of time, I go back to my hotel and the guys drive me. I get dropped off. Honestly, it's a Hollywood drama moment where I'm giving the guys a cuddle and we're high fives and I'm going, thank you so much. You saved my life.